how to develop a reading habit. So after having read over 100 books over the past 3 years, there is a lot that I have to express to you in terms of beginning reading, especially if you are a freelancer or if you are into making your career and if you want to be inclined towards that while maintaining your reading habits. I would highly suggest you to start reading something in a while. And I know it can be tough because most often what happens is that if we choose a book and we start reading it at some point of time of the day, so what happens is that a lot of thoughts keep running in our mind, due to which we are unable to focus on it. Sometimes we lose track, sometimes we just lose our focus while reading a particular book. So there are solutions to all of these, and let's tackle each of them one by one in this particular video. Let's learn about how to develop a reading habit if you are a non-reader, or if you face challenges to develop a reading habit, or it becomes tough for you, or you do not have money to buy books. There is a lot that I know will be going on. This video will help you and work as a guide to guide you a reading habit in the easiest way possible. Trust me, these are the easiest. These cost you no extra money, and you can be very vigilant while developing this habit, while also appreciating yourself for the small steps that you will be taking to develop your reading habit. The first and foremost, create a reading list. What this helps you with is that you firstly understand what are the areas in which you are currently interested in and you want to read more books on. So let's say if you are into freelancing and if you want to increase your knowledge around it, start with reading books around that. I was currently reading the $100 Startup, and I have learned a lot out of it, which I have even shared it in my previous video. And there's a lot that keeps going on. I get a lot of new ideas when I read, especially books which are around self-development. But what helps me the most is to read multiple books at one time. So the easiest form of this is reading one fiction and one non-fiction at a particular time. So in this way I am able to maintain my pace. I do not lose out on my pace, while also being able to keep that habit going on. So whenever I'll be going on some trips or anywhere where I'll be traveling more, or I have more time on in the day wherein I can read, I'll just pick that book up and try to finish that. So yeah, I mean, this works amazing for me. It might for you as well. But currently there are also audiobooks going on. You can also take ideas from them. But if you are really lacking out on which books to start with, I would highly suggest you to go with Goodreads. There will be people who give their honest reviews after reading those particular books on Goodreads. You can easily find them, and you will be able to take the right steps in order to whether to go ahead with a book or not. If you really want me to make a video on which books one should begin with if you want to develop a reading habit, do drop this question in the comments and I'll see whether I should make a video on this, whether this is really needed for you. And developing a reading list first in order to get started is the easiest and the best way possible. If you want me to list some of the books you want to get started with, I'll list them down in the description below as well. So the next thing is set a goal. Yes, you have to have a goal for reading books. I mean, yes, if you read only fiction, it is good, but sometimes you lose track, sometimes you fall into a reading slump. And to avoid that, it's good to develop a goal. You have to have a goal in mind that, let's say you want to finish 2 or 3 books this particular month. Firstly, make that goal, choose those 2 or 3 books that you wish to finish in this month, and then break them down into smaller steps. So instead of saying that I wish to read 2 or 3 books this month, you can break it down and say it as, I'll read at least 20 to 25 pages every day. Now in this way you will be able to stick to this routine, because you have committed this to yourself, and also you do not need to break the streak. If you do, maybe you'll have to give 100 rupees to someone, some of your friends, or maybe your sibling. Keep an accountability partner so that you can stay in track. This works wonders, because of course you will like to read that book and spend that 100 rupees on yourself instead of giving that to your sibling, right? So works wonders. Now, the next thing to do is schedule a time for reading. Yes, if you do not have a time set aside for reading in the particular day, there is a high possibility that you will skip out on it. And if you have just the number of books in your mind that you wish to finish this month, instead of having that particular time set for it, or the days in which you will be able to finish it, things like this, then maybe you will just procrastinate it to read it by the end of this month, which is not right at all, and I know you'll miss out on it. Yes, time blocking at least 1 hour every day to read, and I think what works best is the early morning hours, because at that point, you're starting the day slow, you do not have a lot of commitments, there are no too many phones ringing in, there are not much distractions to distract you, and not a lot of thoughts in your mind which can stop you. So maybe do that. And I agree that you will be confused about what to do, to go to gym or read a book or meditate, or what to do. You can set a schedule for this. Maybe start waking up around 6 or 7 and go for a walk or go for your gym, and after coming back, you know that just after coming from the gym you cannot shower, so you can read at least 15 to 20 minutes of reading habit you can develop. After that, after reading that, you can go ahead and have your shower, and you will be all fresh and set for the day with the right tone. I mean, you will thank yourself for developing this habit, because you will see enormous changes in you, in the way you see things, and you will develop that positive attitude you need to kickstart your day the right way. And the next thing is, find a good place to read. This could be anything. You could read in your sofa, you could read at your reading table, you can go to a nearby park and read there. If you try to read in bed, sometimes it becomes so much cozy, you fall asleep. So if your intention is not to sleep, maybe avoid that. But anything that works for you. I especially love it when I go to a cafe. It could be anything else for you. Figure out what works for you the right way. Reading the book on a sofa sounds so much cozy and amazing, provided you do not have a lot of distractions like the TV turned on, or else you won't be able to focus. So yes, find out a place where you can focus more, when you can be 100% into the book, and start reading that. You will just love the experience, the feeling it carries. And the next thing is, of course, you'll have to remove the distractions. If you are reading in front of the TV, of course, there is the probability that you will turn on the TV and you will lose out on your reading. So do not do that first thing in the morning. Keep out the distractions. Stay away from the distractions when you're reading. Maybe turn your phone silent and enjoy your time while you're reading, because this is your time. The next thing is, read actively, because I know a lot of readers who are not who do not know the right way to read. So just speak it out loud when you're reading it. That works as a great way for you to be able to keep track of where you are, where you're going to, because it's very easy to lose out your focus while reading it, because there are so many thoughts going on in your mind. Yes, you will have to be very much active while reading it. Maybe speak it out loud, read it in a way so that it seems like you are reading it out to someone else, and someone can also listen out to you. So be a bit gentle, try out different ways, explore different ways, what works for you, and then stick to that. What works for me the best is to keep a reading journal, or if I'm reading that on my laptop or phone, I have a different document assigned to keep notes, because when I'm reading self-growth books, there will be a lot of things that I want to note down to use in the near future, to get more content ideas, to maybe use it in real life, because I might lose out on track of them. So it is a great way for you to keep a reading journal, wherein you can keep noting down on whatever you're learning, some of the things that you want to not miss out on. It works as a great way for you to also keep compiling the right things you're learning. And also, once you see that you are learning, you are writing those down, you also build that kind of confidence to read more and understand more, and get that satisfaction out of reading. And the next thing is, carry a book wherever you go. I know this is not practically possible all of the times, but maybe have your book in your bag, and let's say you go to the office, you can read it in your commute. It might be a 30-minute to 1 hour journey. You can utilize that to read a book, to get more refreshed and recharged for the upcoming work, or get more refreshed. It works as a great way, because I still remember when I used to go on trips or anywhere, wherein metro is the commute. It worked as the easiest way, and I would read a book, and time would pass out so well. I would get so much refreshed after reading that and going ahead to begin the day well. So it might work for you as well. Maybe you can have a PDF of the books in your phone or on your laptop, whatever device you're carrying. Or maybe you could also use audiobooks. That works as a great way. You can also enjoy the travel journey. You can see everything outside while also being able to hear. And the best part with audiobooks is that when you hear them out, they pronounce the names of the people very well. So if you are not that good at being able to pronounce, or your English is not that much strong, or you want to get command over the right kind of English speaking, this works well. So maybe have one or two audiobooks in your phone which you can maybe hear out while you're traveling. And the next thing is, yes, if you do not feel like it, quit it. It's not like you have chosen this book, so you will have to finish it till the end, even if you are not getting what you want, right? If the book does not interest you, it's not for you. It's simple as that. That's the reason if you go ahead to buy a book online, you can read the first 2 or 3 pages. If after that you're not interested, that means that book is not for you. And it's so simple, and you do not have to feel bad about that. I have saw so many people. In fact, I have also been someone to whom some of the books which are very famous, which people like so much, give so much positive reviews, I'm not even able to get to the fourth or fifth page. So what works for you works for you. Go with that. And it's crucial to read the first 2 or 3 pages and then only pick up that book. If it doesn't interest you after that, no matter what you try, it will not work out for you. So do not obsess over finishing a book, obsess over your learnings. Focus on what you are getting out of it, what are your takeaways, what benefits you are able to get out of reading a book. So as I said, the other ones, one is to remove the distractions, and the other thing is, yes, read multiple books at a time. Maybe you could include a fiction and a non-fiction that works for you. Or if you are someone who is solely focused on growth, self-growth books, maybe you could switch between 2 or 3 books at one time. It works amazing, trust me, because you are able to break that pace. If you are going on at it and it seems monotonous for you, you can break that up, and you are still learning, you are still focusing on reading and not missing out on it. So you can keep a track of it. If you have some time of the day in which you are maybe blankly scrolling through the phone, or you blankly just watch the television, even if you do not have something interesting to watch there, maybe start picking up a book. It is a great habit to build. And the final and most important one, maybe you can have a reading partner. So let's say if you are beginning to read a book, maybe you can ask your friends or anyone on the, if you have your own reading page, ask someone out if someone wants to begin reading it with you. So in this way, you can be able to keep a track. And the thing is that when you have an accountability partner in place, you know that you have no option but to finish this up. And yes, it's not like that you're not liking it but going ahead. No, it's about maintaining that streak, being able to do that. I have said this, so I will do this, right? And keeping that accountability partner helps you in so many ways, because you can just tell them that I have to give you 100 or 200 rupees if I miss out on reading at least 10 pages every day. You can start small, but what matters is to develop a reading habit, and you will just thank yourself for this. I cannot focus on this enough. So this is the entire guide which you need to know before beginning to read a book, and this works amazing for me. I have been an avid reader, and I have especially became better at reading in the past 6 months, because I have been solely into reading. And it's not because that I am reading the entire day. No, I have just set 1 hour aside in the day wherein I am focusing only on reading 15 to 20 pages every day. And it just makes up for the day, because now I know that I have finished reading 15 to 20 pages. Now I can focus on the more important tasks while also not missing out on reading. So this works as a great reminder for me, and I knew that some of you also needed help with this. So thank you so much for watching, and if you feel that this video might be helping any of your friends, consider sharing. And yeah, thank you so much for watching Read with Ayushi.